All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim, Rechak Korash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, whom I learn from daily. Peace and salutations to all you sincere Akim, pushing the word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to all you sincere Akwaf, your sisters who listen and tune in as well. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and touch on this video put up by Chris Hedges' channel. All right, and we're just gonna let this video speak. Okay, I'm not gonna really say too much on it. All right, but if you can't see, that Esau Edom beginning with the elite. All right, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. If you can't see that he is the problem and he is the devil, all right, and he's the wicked, then hey, the Lord's not dealing with you, man. All right.
So what is it that propelled? It's a great film, and we got to make sure we tell viewers how to link to it. But what is it that propelled you to kind of look at the military from this angle?
I think for a lot of us who have been witnessing the ecocidal nature of U.S. imperialism and the destruction that it brings around the world, it's been so obvious for so long that when you destroy landscapes, when you mass murder people, those toxins, the carcinogens that are unleashed from the constant bombing, the pulverization of concrete, this carbon-dense material that we've seen in Gaza, it's so obvious, Chris. I've always been an environmentalist. And so as an anti-imperialist journalist, it's always just been such an obvious link. And I was always so curious why no one had synthesized this material. And not just the emissions, but the totality of this gargantuan subject, because it's not just emissions, it's really everything. Every base is a story of not only legacy contamination, but ongoing contamination with the waves of militarization that we see today. So I was really upset that this wasn't a mainstream issue, that this wasn't incorporated in the narratives with mainstream environmentalism. And instead, you saw people like Elizabeth Warren talking about greening a global military empire, which we know is completely unsustainable and uninhabitable with the viability of a planet that sustains human life.
Well, and they don't just poison those abroad. I remember the bombing in Bosnia when I covered the war, and in those craters nothing ever grew because there was uranium. Those were uranium depleted munitions. I drove on my way to Basra, where I was eventually captured by the Iraqi Republican Guard, up the highway of death. It was coated in white dust from Iranian depleted munitions that of course sickened and killed many of the service members who had to go clean it up. But you also talk about Camp Lejeune, that these poisons are in that sense, the military is non-discriminatory. They're quite happy to poison their own as well. We didn't even talk about the
All right. So let's read this title, man. All right. How the U.S. military poisons people abroad and at home. All right. So this man is living up, all right, to exactly who he is according to the scriptures, man. The wicked. All right. That's who this man Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is. All right. Beginning with these elites, all the way on down. They're wicked, man. They're evil. Let's go ahead and grab, a few of these comments. All right, cheerful one day says we are being sprayed now. It needs to stop. Okay, what is he speaking about? Those chemtrails. Okay, which are constantly being sprayed day in and day out, man. All right, this is why people are sick. Allergies. Coughing. Lung problems. All right, but the prophets are the problem. The Hebrew Israelites, beginning with the prophets, were the problem. Nah, man, this devil, all right, these Edomites are the problem, man. Okay. This one reads, so few care It's unreal. Everyone is brainwashed. All right, correct. Wicked people. Okay, so these, the wicked is being revealed. All right. If you can't see that this Edomite is the wicked, then the Lord ain't dealing with you, and something's wrong with you. All right. You coming up against, the men of the Lord, okay, who's teaching the truth, showing you that this man is the devil. All right, but that's okay, man. It's a part of prophecy. All right, you got the scoffers and the mockers, man. They go, they go along in the Lord's story. Habakkuk 2:3, and it reads, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." All right, all the prophecies are speaking, okay, and they ain't lying. All right, and the prophecy of Esau being revealed, okay, is being fulfilled as we speak. All right, everyone's seeing that these Edomites, beginning with these elites, so-called elites, they ain't real elites, all right, but the so-called elites of Esau, Edom, everyone's seeing that they're wicked, man. Everyone's seeing that they're the problem, all right. Everyone's seeing that this government, which government literally translates to mind control. All right, everyone's seeing that this government is corrupt and wicked. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right, all the prophecies are going to come to pass. Okay, doesn't matter if you don't believe it. For you Israelites, you Jakes out there, I don't believe that. I don't believe that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. I don't believe, that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the devil. All right? He's going to show you. He's showing you now. Habakkuk 2:4, "Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him." Okay? This devil, he ain't right, man. All right? He's not right. He can't get right. He ain't going to get right. Okay? We're going to finish, a little more of this video to prove this man ain't right. But the just shall live by faith. Live by his faith. All right? Habakkuk 2:5, "Yea, also because he transgressive by wine." All right, his philosophies, his way of thinking, him thinking that his ways are better than the ways of Yahweh Shema Rashai. All right, he's a proud man. All right, who is this explaining? None other than the so-called white man to a T. All right, who's the most proud, man? These Edomites, these so-called white people, man. All right, which are red. They're proud as hell. Their kingdom is going down, and they still, they still proud. They still think that, they got it together, man. This place is done. Neither keep it at home. All right, he's in everyone else's country, bombing it, taking the resources. All right, doing what he, doing all sorts of evil and wickedness. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, man. Everywhere he goes, he brings hell with it. Hell is a condition, man. All right, he brings hell to these countries that he goes and brings democracy to. Okay, and is as death. All right, he's poisoning everything. It cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Proving that this is America, proving that this is Babylon the Great. All right? This is Babylon, man. I hate when YouTube does that, man. Let's get back to this video.
I asked my husband, "When did you get so big?" His confidence hits different with Rougiette Ready. It dissolves under his tongue, works in 15 minutes on average, and can last for up to 36 hours. Rougiette Ready is the first ED formula.
and we didn't even talk about the trash dumps in places like Iraq.
Exactly. I mean, you look at something as cynically exploited as the 9/11 first responders. I mean, these were lauded as the heroes of 9/11, slapped over all of the propaganda to activate that reptile brain after 9/11. And what was done to them? Basically left to die. I mean, denied healthcare every step of the way. These are the 9/11 first responders that were digging through the asbestos-laden toxic dust. So of course, the service members are completely expendable in the eyes of the ruling class and the military brass. I mean, every base is a story of toxic dumping with the soldiers as the lab rats. We saw this during the waves of irradiation with nuclear, the extractivism, with the Cold War. I mean, using literal U.S. soldiers as lab rats with the nuclear testing, and today the burn pits. And of course, you mentioned Camp Lejeune. This was the worst water contamination event in American history, and for years, the military command was dumping intentionally toxic chemicals and lying about it. And then, of course, this is their modus operandi. They deny claims, they deny the existence of the toxic dumping until it's inevitable, until it's undeniable, and then they'll just basically dole out these claims with such an extreme delay that a judge today said it will take 100 years to basically look at every claim because they're trying to deny the class action lump sum lawsuit. So it's insane. I mean, this is a 50-plus-year-old story, and there's still people that are sick and dying because of this cover-up. And they've never been held accountable, and they've never properly remediated any of these areas, Chris. Most of the Superfund sites in the U.S. have either housed military installations or been used for military use, and they completely do not clean these sites up. They are left to rot and kill the people who live there, and this includes American citizens and service members.
All right, you hear that? Okay, for you maggers. Hey, these elites they don't care about you, man. You lower level Edomites, man. All right, they don't give two shits about you, man. How much more you Israelites? All right, who's the main target? All right, for you niggas out there trying to save this man. All right, the main person that you niggas always worried about. All right, when it comes to this truth, you always worried about the so-called white man. Why he can't make it. I'm showing you why this nigga can't make it, man. All right? What more proof do you need? He's not, can a leopard change his spots? He's not going to change, man. He's not going to be rehabilitated. This devil, he's going to be the devil. Revelation 6 and 8. And the reason I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell follow him. All right? Esau is the pale horse, man. All right? He's the pale horse. He knows he is. This is why you had that Shedamite, I forget her name, but she had a quote. She said that we God has selected us to basically do judgment. All right, and we select. He selects and we kill. All right, these devils know that the pale horse. They know that they're the devil, man. And power was given unto them over the four part of the earth to kill with the sword. Who was blessed with the sword? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, this is why there's this war all the damn time. This is why there's death and genocide. All right, poisoning. This man poisons the air. He poisons the water. He poisons everything, man. All right, he's death. Okay, this man is death, man. He's literally walking death. And with the beasts of the earth. All right, that's mainly what I wanted to get. Okay, let's continue on. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:1. And it reads, now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, which is what we're doing now, 2 Thessalonians 2:2, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that day, the day of Yahweh Shai Mashiach is at hand. All right, the Lord, hey Yahweh, the Yahweh Shai, he's on his way, man. All right, he's waiting. You know, he's waiting for the Heavenly Father to give him that go ahead to come destroy this devil, man. This is why the chariots are, on standby, popping up. 2 Thessalonians 2:3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. All right, the Hebrew Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we fell away. All right, from the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, and that man of sin be revealed. All right, who's the man of sin? Who's the man of transgressing against Yahweh Shema Shai? Esau, the so-called white man. He's opposed to the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. What more proof do you need? He's destroying everything the Lord created, man. All right, which is the earth, the son of perdition. He is the son of destruction. Okay, that's who this man is. For you Jakes out there trying to save this guy, this nigga Esau, man. He's the son of destruction. Okay.
My whole crew knew my wife was cheating.
Man, these commercials, bro.
Nobody told me. When I found
people who live there, and this includes American citizens and service members.
Well, Camp Lejeune, the Marine Corps camp, it of course not only sickened and poisoned the Marines, but their families. It was, and as you said, it was incredibly prolonged because the military denied it. Just give us kind of, you do explore it in the film, but give us the kind of details of just how callous that abuse was.
Yeah, this is a thing that people can look at and say, oh, they didn't know any better, right? It was a long time ago. They certainly didn't know the toxicity. They didn't have any safe alternatives. Of course they did. Similarly to PFAS today, they have safe alternatives. They don't need to use PFAS. They choose to, Chris. They choose to. There's always safe alternatives. There's always other things that they could be doing other than open burning, open detonation on all of these indigenous lands and desecrating these places. But when it comes to Camp Lejeune, this was a story that was happening for decades. I mean, they were dumping.
All right. So, he destroying lands. All right. That's what he's the son of destruction. That's all this man does is destroy. And he's not going to stop until Yahweh Shai returns, man. All right. Ain't no saving this guy, man. For you Jakes out there, there's no save. There's no, he's not going to get right, man. Revelations 11 and 18, and the reason the nations were angry went it off here, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead. All right, you 2/3 and you heathen, that they should be judged. All right, this judgment time, baby, and that thou shouldest give thy Salakia. And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, all right? So the reward from the Heavenly Father is going to go to his prophets as long as they endure, okay? And to the saints, the Israelites, and to them that fear thy name, all right? You camps pushing, you can call the Lord anything, all right? You ain't getting no reward, small and great. And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. All right? You Edomites, man, beginning with you elites. Okay? The Lord's gonna destroy you, man. You ain't coming out on the phoenix rising, all right, after the dust and the ashes. You ain't doing none of that, man. You're going to be destroyed. You destroyed the earth. Okay? You destroyed the nations. All right? You destroyed the water. You destroy the air. You destroy everything. You destroy the minds of the people. You destroy the relationship between a man and a woman. You destroyed the animals. All right? You popping the goddamn animals, man. You nasty devils. All right, and the Lord's going to destroy you for that. Okay? But with that, we'll end the lesson, Lord willing. We'll edify until next time. Shalom.